Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Love Energy Tarot card reading. Thanks so much for being here. For those of you who are new, my name is Jane. Extra welcome for you guys for joining. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, as a reminder of what we did last week, we're going to do the same thing, right? Where we have a collective reading for those of you who are in relationships and a collective reading for those of you who are single. And then we're going to do some super quick 3-card pull readings for each zodiac sign. And the timestamps for everything will be found in the description box and the comment thread down below. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have an amazing week. Talk to you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the relationship reading for the week of December 17th. Now, just really quick, something happened with my camera while I was shuffling. Like I thought I pushed record. I did not. I just want you guys to know that these were organically pulled out the way I normally do it. Just had a little camera issue. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you who are new, let's just introduce the spread a little bit. On the left-hand side, we have the cards that represent your energy or the energy for the people who are watching this video. On the right-hand side, we have the energy of your partner. You may notice there might be a little bit of a flip-flop, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm going to be reading this as though this is you. So let's start over here. I'm going to start with the Empress card with the Tower, because the word that came to my mind was like conception or inception. All right. So there's kind of this nature of a beginning of a new life, beginning of a new creation, a new direction. And I think this full moon, which is happening tomorrow in Gemini, there is something that feels aligned with this particular moon. Now, it doesn't have to be in a huge way, all right? It doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, my whole life is changing. But it does indicate to me that you are ready and feeling strong enough and feeling empowered enough to start taking things in a new kind of a direction. That at least you have the openness for that. And I think that's the most important thing, is the openness to take something in a new direction. And the inspiration is there, whether this is a financial situation or a work situation or for your actual relationship together. And the Knight of Coins is here to really represent the wherewithal to actually, like, not just say you want to make the changes, but to actually make the changes. Venus retrograde in Capricorn. Now, I talked a lot about that on my Wednesday reading when I did the astrology portion. You know, like, this is a time for us to really drop the stories that we've been telling ourselves and to strip down places where we have been exhibiting some level or some quality of naivete, to get very real with ourselves, very real, very truthful, and to stop pretending like something is a specific way and start understanding that something is actually another way. And this is you moving in that other way. On the partner side, now with the Empress and the Queen of Coins over here, I'm seeing for the first time in weeks that your partner is embodying a little bit more of the divine feminine, because I feel like the partnership has been very strong, divine masculine over here, divine feminine over here. And this is the first time that I'm seeing a softening of the partner energy, meaning they are more able to receive. Now, one thing that I'm sensing is a little bit of a paradox going on within your partner. With the Six of Coins, I'm seeing a gap, and that they are perceiving a significant gap between where they are versus where they want to be. And that can be problematic when you don't have an idea of how to really bridge the gap. Now, this could be a gap within the relationship. It could be in their own pursuits. And they have two different kind of parts of themselves that are coming out right now. They have the Queen of Coins, which is mature, which is divine feminine knowingness, right? There's this surrendered, receptive place. They are ready to receive the answers. They are ready to receive solutions to get them to where they want to be. But then this Knight of Swords part of them, which wants to control and wants to say, well, what can I do in this particular instance? What can I do to get me from point A to B? right? This is the part of them that feels that they have to be the one to create it, versus the Queen of Coins, which says, no, the universe can provide for me here in this particular area. And they're torn, right? And maybe they need to do a little bit of both, but I also know that they may be struggling with an idea of, well, which energy should I really be tapping into a little bit more of right now? But I love that we have this talk more card, because I'm sensing that this creation, even with the Ace of Wands, again, I love this particular deck because with this Ace of Wands, the third eye chakra is on fire, which means that sort of antenna, which is deeply connected to the infinite, is tingling and it is receiving, and there is something that is trying to come through. It's like a signal that is kind of scratchy, or there's a little bit of white noise, and it kind of has that like difficult to make out, but that something's coming. Your partner has that. You have the Tower with the Empress, which means that something is also beginning. Together, there is this spark that is happening. It's just being experienced in different ways, but is the same. In essence, it is the same. You can come together and talk. Like your partner can talk to you about like, hey, this is what's really going on in my head. You can come and say, well, hey, this is what's really going on in my head. Now, I feel like there's a little bit more of a cerebral quality to your partner's side of this, whereas you are a little bit more grounded. With the Empress card, she's got the actual world in her belly here. There's more sacral chakra energy, more root chakra energy coming through. So this is more like kind of like something is wanting to come through you based on what you do. And this is coming through a little bit more in the idea capacity. You're going to be doing more things. Your partner is going to be thinking more about things, but it doesn't really matter because there's an initiation happening here. This initiation is because of certain daydreams and decisions that you have made or are about to make. And I love the daydream quality, because when we can bring two people together to share a daydream, to share a fantasy, to share an idea of what the shared world consists of. And this is maybe where talking is going to be really, really helpful, because you get to merge consciousness here. You get to merge creation energy to build something. Whenever there are two people, two minds, two hearts with the same direction and the same goal, it makes it just that much more powerful. Merging consciousness consciously is even that much more powerful. So talking is important. You have to gauge and kind of take the temperature of where each of you are at. You have your own sets of struggles, right? You do you, no matter what it is. You've got to do you, they've got to do them. You cannot shoulder each other's life experience. There has to be an honoring of that. But you can do that, and you can do that together and be emotionally supportive. Now, one thing I'm seeing with this Ace of Swords, with the sexual magic deck. Now, this Ace of Swords is always an interesting card to get, because it has that quality of like bondage or S&M or dominance, or, there's like a kink to it. And I almost kind of feel like this is an escape. Like if you two can come together sexually and play sexually and push boundaries a little bit, not in an uncomfortable or a violating kind of way, obviously, but if you can come together and push boundaries sexually together and to feel safe, it actually, I think, will enhance other areas of your life, because there is that willingness and ability to hold each other's idiosyncrasies, to hold the strangeness of the ideas, to hold the bigness of the daydream, right? Like, I don't see either one of you keeping each other realistic, all right? And I feel like if you were to bring an idea, and this is a bolt of lightning tower moment, so this idea may still be a little chaotic right now. It just feels like a mess of a situation, a mess of an idea. It's not put together. It's not necessarily like organized. Maybe this Knight of Coins is about organizing things, but when the Tower comes in, it is not organized. It is not expected. It is not, logical in any way. And sometimes when we come to a partner with that, with something that may seem outlandish, which may seem really big, which may seem completely out of reach, sometimes our partner has that tendency to like keep it real. But I don't necessarily know that I see that. And I feel like this kind of outlet, this sexual or creative energy outlet is not about keeping it real. It's about keeping it unreal. It's about keeping it unrealistic. Because maybe on some level where your partner is versus where they want to be, they themselves are feeling a little bit silly for thinking that they might be able to get that far. And when there's no shame between you or no judgment between you, like here's your partner with their crazy dream, here's you with your crazy dream, and then you get to talk about it and you get to allow each other to push each other's own boundaries of safety and security and even logic. This is like a story of two people defying logic right now. But what's happening is that you are expanding in terms of what you are going to be allowing for yourselves in terms of the realm of possibility. And when you hold each other safely in that illogical, irrational place, and you can support each other in that irrational and illogical place, it makes it more possible. It's like holding each other's crazy a little bit, holding each other's insanity, and being accepting that in the way that you have a drive, so does your partner. And this really is the beginning of massive creation. You do you, no matter what it is. This is the beauty of the full moon in Gemini right now. I talked about it, right? It's in the Uranus decan in Gemini, right? The last decan, 27 degrees, which is aligned with the galactic center, right? We get to come close. I feel like the more insane we get, or the more crazy, or the more outlandish, or the more seemingly impossible, or the more we delve into the realm of the infinite, the more aligned we actually are. I don't see a suppression of things. I don't see a filtering or an editing for the other person's sake. I just see both of you just saying like, boom, here's my crazy daydream. And the other person's like, hey, that's cool. And also weird because here's my crazy daydream. Boom, blah, there it is. And again, it comes back to this sexual connection here, or this like kinkiness, or this kind of unexplored sexual tension that's here, because it's like you're getting to know your person all over again. You're getting to go into those deeper realms. And I'm kind of like hearing like you get to uncover what's in the dark corners. Because that's where the crazy lives. That's where the insanity, the illogical desires, the irrational desires, that's where they live, in the deep dark corners of our psyche. This is like a surfacing of those things, or it allows for a surfacing of those things where there are no limits, there are no secrets. And I think there's kind of that misconception that when you're in a partnership, oh, you share everything. But I think as we grow and as we evolve, sometimes we don't even know or don't even realize that, yeah, maybe we are keeping something from our partner because we ourselves have not fully embraced something or embraced a part of us yet. So it hadn't even occurred to us to share it with our partner. Because it sounded crazy. It sounded insane. I keep looking at this tower. I'm like, Uranus, Deacon, Gemini, Galactic Center, full moon. You gotta push boundaries here. You have to. And you have to get higher than what is rational. You have to be higher than that. And I guarantee it will bring you so close and reestablish a bond in such a beautiful, intense way that it's like falling in love all over again. Okay? Let's pull out a couple of oracles. We're gonna do Earth Magic today, and we'll do a moon card as well. Vigilance. Oh, the stone. I like with this card, often I usually go with like the smaller word down here, but this one I'm always drawn to like the stone people, right? The stone people in terms of the souls of the earth that are so old, so ancient, literally billions of years old. There is a quality of wisdom here. And I think that when you truly are operating from a universal wisdom, there is a greater acceptance of the insanity. There is a greater acceptance of the illogical. And in a way, I almost feel like you owe it to one another, right? As a partnership, as part of the agreement, of the commitment, of the relationship. Like, this is a part of being in a relationship is accepting someone's irrationality, accepting their desires that are unexplainable, accepting their dreams that you might not understand, and just letting it be what it is. And you sort of standing watch, standing guard, and you for them and them for you, as you explore these particular aspects of yourself. Kind of an acceptance of the chaos that exists within every human being. Meditate and again, I said this on my Wednesday reading of the astrology. Please do a meditation for this full moon tomorrow. Please do a meditation. I honestly feel, like very strongly feel, that there is going to be a cracking open. When I say meditate, though, it's not necessarily like for a purpose, right? Or even for visualization. This is about creating emptiness, creating space, because you're right. A lot of divine feminine. There's something that the universe is wanting you to receive. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen on the full moon or whatever, but using the full moon to empty out, which is kind of an interesting use of a full moon energy, but to use the full moon to empty out so that you have space to allow this crazy idea to come into your heart. Because it's possible that this could be a ticket toward your dream. Okay? So, meditate and contemplate. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Hello there. Welcome to the singles reading for December 17th. So, left-hand side are the cards that signify your energy. Right-hand side are the cards that signify the environment or the external world. Now, I'm looking at this set of cards. We have Justice, 5 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and 9 of Swords. This is a really intense set of cards to get, and I think this is very Venus retrograde, full moon quality here. And I can't help but tie it into this card, which says it feels like you've been here before. And I'm wondering how many of you are really going to resonate with that. You've been in this spiral, you've been in this thought pattern, you've been in this place, you've been with this person, like this is on repeat. And I feel like there is this sense of like detachment with the Justice card of you watching yourself go through the same cycle of emotion, the same cycle of thought patterning that is so familiar. And this is the first time that you can do that and not identify with it, and to recognize it and to be aware of it as solely a pattern. This is what breaking karmic cycles feels like. Because you get to choose something different than you ever would have chosen before. This is what breaking karma feels like. It doesn't feel triumphant. It doesn't even necessarily feel good. In fact, it can feel very confusing. The lack of feeling sure, though, I think is a part of is an indicator set, right? A set of indicators that says, yes, this is right for you. I feel like whether it's an actual person showing back up again, whether it's an actual situation surfacing again, or whether it's just the thought of a person, the longing or the craving, the yearning for something is creeping back up. And there is also this push to never return to this place again. This is a place, I think, that for singles to push past, to reach beyond. And I have to say, like within 1 month, right? Venus isn't going to be retrograde, or she's going to be coming to the end of her retrograde, right? She goes direct on the 29th of January. So just a little over a month. Within a month, these energies are going to be gone. And I almost am feeling like I'm feeling a desire to say, don't do anything about it, right? Don't pick up the phone, don't call anybody, don't email, don't message, don't check social media, like just don't do anything about it. Because this, and I look at the sun and I have the shine card, which this is basically a sun card as well. So we have the sun card coming out twice. And I feel like the sun is indicative of like this breakthrough that you are going to have within yourself. Now, again, it won't feel triumphant. It won't feel like a massive epiphany or anything. It will just feel like you're more in control, that you are more empowered, that you are more of who you always thought you were. You're not a slave to emotion. You're not a slave to your pain and your trauma and your past anymore. You are just you. And I feel like this is the untouchability that many people are getting more used to. Because when you have a 3 of Swords, a 9 of Swords, and a 5 of Cups all surrounding you, right? And you can just be in that space and not get all worked up about it and not get all freaked out and just let it be what it is. When you can do that, that means anything can happen anytime with anyone, anywhere, and you won't come off your seat of power. And when you look out in the external world, there is a contrast, right? I mean, there's a lot of brightness, a lot of friendship, a lot of collaboration. I saw this, I think it was last week too, of like, it's fun out there. It's fun. And I think this is really where you want to be. And this is how you want to engage. And yes, you do want to go out and be social and connect with people. And you do want to have this peace of mind. And you do want to see the best in people. And like, this is definitely something that you want and that you do see. You look out there and you do see it. You see high quality individuals. You see opportunity. You see growth potentials, you know. But this is something that has been holding you back or that has been problematic in relationships. This could go way, way, way back, by the way. It doesn't have to just be like your latest relationship. This could be childhood stuff, you know, your relationship with your parents, your relationships with, you know, with any kind of institution that had an impact on you. I don't see you really like confronting anybody or anything. It's not really about the involvement of the people that made you who you were, so much as it is of just saying, okay, well, this is what the world made, right? My favorite saying, or one of my favorite saying, is I am what I am because of what we all are. And that's very true, right? Society, culture, family, everything shapes us. But there comes a moment where we can decide to break free from all of those influences and that we're not held or bound by those things any longer. And I feel like this is kind of like a last undoing, a last confrontation with those things that made you. It's a lot of inner work for sure. And it's probably not inner work that you necessarily are wanting to do. I don't think it's loud though. I don't think it's very disruptive. I think that it's just something that is happening and you are observing yourself going through it, and that is all. And relationship-wise, I love this Ace of Coins. The coins in love readings I love because it's the tangibility of love. It's the tangibility of that other person. Like there's a real person. I feel that that is very close for many of you. Now, don't hold me to that, okay? This is a generalized collective reading, okay? And a lot of you have more of this going on than others. But there is something real out there for you. And a couple of weeks ago, I remember the reading was like, you know, guys, if you're seeing it with other people, if you're witnessing people, your friends, people in your neighborhood, you know, people at work, on social media, like if you're witnessing people around you getting in relationships, getting married, getting engaged, whatever it is, having children, buying homes together, like if you're witnessing people doing that, that means you are attuned to it. If that's what you see, then that is what you are. So the reality of this is much more, it's a lot closer than you think. It's a lot closer than you realize. This may have been something that in many ways vibrationally was pushing love away. It was what was attracting you to emotionally unavailable people because you probably weren't. Even though you may have thought that you were super emotionally unavailable, this, I think, was operating under the table and may have been creating, right? It feels like you've been here before, creating repeats. Same type of people, the same kind of relationships, the same kind of circumstances, the same kind of pushing it away, the same narrative of telling yourself you're happy being single, the same whatever it is, right? Just the same. And I think this is a story that you are tired of telling yourself. This is a pattern that you are exhausted from. This seems to be like a waking up, or almost kind of at the opposite, actually, of like going into a dream, like finally falling asleep, finally giving in, finally relaxing, finally allowing your mind to just stop working and just letting yourself completely surrender. And from there, you do move into a dream. And it likely will be a dream that is beyond expectation, beyond what you feel that you deserve. Something that holds you, that makes you feel incredibly safe with someone that you actually respect and someone that you actually want to keep, right? That you actually want to build with, and they want to build with you. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful moment. I think there is a potential for a breakthrough this month or this week for sure with this full moon in Gemini. Okay. Oh, definitely this one. New moon, promise. Oh, that's beautiful. There is a promise involved. The universe is promising you. This is in the cards for you, right? There's a promise that you will have the love that you seek. You will have the love that you desire, not because you desperately desire it, but because you genuinely are doing the inner work, because you genuinely are healing, you are breaking karma, and you are confronting yourself. And you are embracing the lonely parts of yourself that just want love. And because you are able to do that for yourself, it makes it easier for you to allow someone else to do that for you as well. A time to give rather than take. And I actually see this in terms of celebrating others, because I see the Three of Cups, I see the Three of Coins. Like, there are friends, there are people that you're connected to that are doing great things. And I honestly feel like celebrating and pushing that like button and sending flowers, sending cards, sending presents, like all of that is a celebration of that very thing. Right? Like it drives me crazy when people send presents like out of jealousy, like because they have to, when there's a tone of jealousy there, right? Like, make sure that when, your friends announce their engagement, that you have a genuine excitement for them in terms of celebrating love. Even when it's someone's birthday, even when it's someone announcing a pregnancy, it's someone announcing they bought a new home, like, your celebration of those things is a celebration of those things in your own life. Okay? Time to give. Give the love to them that you hope they will give to you. Sorry, that sounds bad. It sounds transactional, but not really transactional, but just in terms of attunement. Okay? All right, guys. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, Aries, let's go ahead and get started for your 3-card pull. Okay, well, we already have 2. There we go. We have a Wheel of Fortune, and we have a Knight of Swords. Last card, we have the Last Judgment, or the Judgment card. Feel strongly that you are absolutely ready for good things, right? Like a release of tension, a release of stress. I feel with this Judgment card, there's like a coming up to a higher order. Like, you feel like you are now operating from a higher place. This Knight of Swords is busy. I just see you guys being busy. I see you going to work. I see you doing your stuff. I see you being totally in the zone. This is what Abraham Hicks refers to as the vortex, right? I see you very much in the vortex. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of like being completely and totally engaged in the moment. And with that comes great things. Like, this is not a time to project so far into the future, especially when it comes to your romantic energy, right? This is about being here and being now and not worrying about tomorrow in any capacity. The Wheel of Fortune operates kind of on the DL, right? He's very neutral and kind of what I always say, breadcrumbs you. It's usually like one small thing into the next, into the next, into the next. Now, if you're so far projecting into the future, or projecting far into the future rather, you're going to miss the miraculousness of the everyday. You're going to miss the miraculousness of the breadcrumbs themselves because you're not going to be seeing the breadcrumbs. And if you're not attuned to the small miracles, then the big miracles are going to be completely lost on you. And the miracles of the phone calls, of the right people, of the connections, of the synchronicities, that is what is going to enable the Wheel of Fortune to turn faster, especially when it comes to love. When you are doing your thing and when you are appreciative of your partners and appreciative of your friends and appreciative of your connections on the small scale appreciation, that creates the space for the big stuff. Okay? And I feel that this last judgment is like, there's a big thing coming, but I don't see you looking at the big thing. I see you running into the Wheel of Fortune, which is the small incremental things, which is, the Wheel of Fortune often paces us. Now, if he came out with the Tower, that might be a totally different thing, but he didn't. So there's just kind of like you being fully engaged with this without realizing that some big thing is kind of pending. And you can have faith in that. And I think that the big thing has the potential to turn into something else that is even bigger than what it is. Small scale is the way to go. This month anyway, right? Because we've got your ruling planet Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is setting targets the way, right? Sagittarius, the hunter, right? You've got the target, you've got the arrow. Mars, you point the arrow at the target and you let go. This is all just about hitting targets. That's it. That's where the focus should be, on hitting targets. Okay? All right, Aries, going to leave you with that. Hope you have an amazing week and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you. We have the 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay, now your ruling planet is going retrograde now, so this is kind of a big week for you. She doesn't always go retrograde, right? She doesn't do this all the time. So when she does, it is kind of a big deal. There is something to be accepted, right? There's something for you to accept. There is something for you to let go of that happened. And I love the Queen of Cups. I love the look on her face because she is just in so much peace. And even though the 5 of Cups can represent sorrow, grief, loss, that kind of thing, she's okay with that. And I think she's at this part of like the willing or the willful shedding of something emotional for the sake of where she's going. And I think there is a quality of sacrifice that must be made. There is a sacrifice because your future with the Chariot, now this is a major arcana, which means this is the most powerful card in the reading. So your Chariot is moving. Your life is being altered. With Uranus and Taurus, like, please, you are changing rapidly. And Uranus is asking, begging, forcing Taurus to let go of the control that they think they had and to be able to roll with the punches and be able to float and surrender and to acknowledge where you were wrong for the sake of being shown what is right. Chariot wants to move forward. In order for that Chariot to move forward, an emotional sacrifice must be made. You must let go. You must detach. You must accept. And when you do, your life will begin to roll very quickly. More like quicker than I think you think is possible for you. Okay, and this could manifest in every area: love, money, career, family, friends, status in society, like whatever it is that you're seeking. This chariot takes you there directly, like from point A to point B. There are no detours, there are no stops along the way. It is just a straight shot. But this needs to be accepted first. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your 3-card pull. Big week for you guys with this full moon in Gemini aligning with the galactic center. Let's go ahead and see what comes through. Page of Swords. I love that for Gemini. 2 of Coins. 9 of Swords. I'm going to tell you right now, there are no wrong choices. Okay? Don't overthink this too much. I don't know what you have going on. I don't know what's going on in your life. I don't know what you're being posed with, right? But, and I even just happened to see the Lovers, which is the Gemini card at the bottom of the deck. Just as I was kind of waving it around there, I just happened to see it. So, you're being represented here. This is a beautiful unity within the twin energy, right? The light, the dark, the feminine, masculine, heaven and earth, whatever the dualities are. It's kind of like the acceptance of the paradox of life. And we even have the 2 of Coins here as well. And like I'm telling you, there are no wrong choices here. The more and more you sit and think, and the more you stress, and the more you project out in the future, and the more you think that you know what's going to happen, the more you think you know what someone's going to say, the more you think you know how this is going to turn out, the more and more wrong you probably are, right? 9 of Swords is a completely unnecessary situation. Now, Mercury, your ruling planet, is in Capricorn. Now, he's not technically in shadow this week, so he's, doing his thing in Capricorn, and that's fine. But Mercury still has like a lot of duty in Capricorn, right? There's a lot for him to do, and there is a lot for him to think about, but he should not be wasting time thinking about things that are completely out of your control, right? Like, you have to legitimately ask yourself, what do you have control over and what don't you have control over? What should you hold yourself accountable for, and what should you hold others accountable for? Maybe that should be the real, if you're going to be weighing anything out, make sure you're weighing out the right things. You don't have to shoulder responsibility for everything, right? Some people, they have to bear their share of the weight. And sometimes you kind of have to be the bad guy a little bit, and that's okay. And there might need to be a little bit of a rearing of the ugly side of you a little bit this week, right? You might need to be a little bit blunt or brutal or honest, or be that kind of two-faced person, if I could use the Gemini stereotype. But that could be an asset sometimes, because it's real. The thing that most people hide is the thing that you embrace, right? Not a lot of people like to admit that they are two-faced, or that they have two sides, or that they have an ugly or a mean or a cruel side, right? But like, that's a great tool to use in order to accomplish something that needs to be accomplished. Right? So, like there's a use for it. There's a goodness for it. And sometimes I feel like, instead of sitting here in this 9 of Swords and spinning and letting your mind go and go and go and go and go, I think this is a resistance to an action, or resistance to some words that need to be exchanged or expressed, that maybe you are feeling guilty for, because you know that is maybe not the highest vibration that you should be embodying, right? It's okay to embody a lower vibration for the sake of progress for yourself, for the sake of getting something done. Like, it doesn't always have to be all flowery and beautiful all the time. Now, it doesn't mean you have to stay there forever, right? But the Lovers is here. Like, you are here in this reading. So be as Gemini as you are. Be Gemini. Be the twins. Be the duality. Be the light and the dark. Be the good and the bad. Be the heaven and the earth, right? Because this is your superpower here. And every zodiac sign has its own unique superpower, and this is yours. And I feel like any decision, any situation where you are balancing things out or trying to figure things out or trying to make a decision or whatever, it is going to be completely useless if you are denying a part of yourself. Because maybe there's a part of you that is, I don't know why this is the example that's coming to me, and this will not apply to many of you, but like, let's say you have an opportunity to make a ton of money, and there's this high road self that's like, yeah, but I shouldn't sell out for the money. I should be doing X, Y, or Z. But then there's that greedy side of you that's like, no, I want that freaking money. And maybe the greedy side is coming up here because maybe you are going to need that money for something that is yet to be seen, right? So like, just because it's the greedy part of you, or just because it's the shadow side of you, does not mean that it does not have your best higher interest in mind. Does that make any sense at all? I feel like you're going to make the right. There are no bad decisions here. All right? There's no bad decision. There's no bad choice. And it doesn't matter from which vibration you make the choice. It will work out. There is something bigger at play, major arcana. Like, there's a divinely inspired process going on. There's a divinely inspired story, and you are not privy to that future information. So all you can do is make the best decision with what you have now, and that is it. Okay? All right, Gemini. Hope you have a good week. All right? You guys know I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you for the week. For Cancer, 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Okay, well, you guys get 4. Gemini also got 4. 4 of coins, and the Knight of Cups. Okay. So, with this Venus retrograde coming over Pluto, plus your ruling planet, the moon, coming into full moon positioning here tomorrow, there is a lot about endings, 10 of Swords. There is a lot about allowing things to die, the stories that you write, Gemini, the stories that you tell yourself coming to die, coming to end, coming to this place of never being recycled ever again. And this is a time where there is a choice point, I think, between the comfort zone and the dream that you have. Every one of you, I'm sure, is going to choose the dream. And when you do choose the dream, the fantasy, the quality of what you wish to experience, things are going to move rapidly because there is a willingness. Now, I love Cancer energy. I love the cardinal, because cardinal is not like, it can be stubborn when it has an idea in its head, but once that idea is gone and done with or achieved or whatever, it very quickly moves on to the next thing, right? So I feel that you've accomplished what you've needed to accomplish on a specific path, and now you are being asked to change path. And some of you need to kind of, I don't know, slap yourself a little bit or pinch yourself and be like, okay, wake up, okay, there's something evolving, there's something changing, and I'm okay with that. But I also need to acknowledge that maybe I've gotten a little too comfortable with the way something is, and now I need to really open myself up to greater levels of limitlessness, to greater acceptance of love, to greater financial success, to greater whatevers. And there's a beautiful component of passion that is really driving this, because passion, not to be confused with obsession, 10 of Swords, right? passion, when passion comes alive, we do set ourselves free. I'm actually kind of seeing a repelling of this 10 of Swords and even the 4 of Coins. Like these are in the middle. These are kind of moving in opposite directions. These kind of stuck, stubborn energies, and you'll probably notice this with certain people, and there will be a reflection back. When you come in contact with people who are so rigid and so unbending, you are going to bounce away from them so fast. The lack of attraction is going to be so profound. It's going to like even gross you out a little bit. Like, ugh, gross. Like I don't want to engage with that person's energy ever at all. And that could be a mirroring effect of an aspect of you that is dying out as well. And I like that there is this very swift sort of ricochet that's going on because it allows you to quickly embrace the new. And there's going to be a lot of new after this Venus retrograde. That is for sure. Okay? All right, so this is where we're going to leave you. All right, thank you, Cancer. You guys know I love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you, Leo. Two of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. So there's a vision that you hold. But I think that you're stuck, maybe? I don't know if that's the right word. I don't think stuck is the word. But you're kind of scrambling to bridge the gap between where you are and where you see yourself. I'm pausing because I'm looking at this 9 of Cups and I feel that there is an element of pride which is going both ways. There's pride toward the 5 of Wands and there is pride toward the 2 of Wands. You have great visions for yourself, but there is also a lot of pride in your current situation, in what you currently have. The 5 of Wands does not seem like something that you can just drop like that. It seems like something that you're in a state of hoping that it will change, but also knowing that hoping is not enough. I feel like the 5 of Wands has a gravity. I always say that with the 5 of Wands. It has a gravity and it has a way of pulling us back in. Certain people's drama, certain people's whatever. This could also be a certain cycle that maybe you're not fully out of yet. That you're not fully willing to sacrifice yet. You're not fully willing to walk away from it yet, in spite of how frustrating it is. You're not ready yet. You may tell yourself you're ready. That's the 2 of Wands. You're ready, you're ready, you're ready, you're ready, but actions speak louder than words. And I'm wondering if walking away from the 5 of Wands will feel, or you will perceive it as being a loss, something that you've wanted to conquer, but you can't conquer it because it is not conquerable. And yet there is still this determination to conquer it. Feeling a little bit of that lion hard-headedness, that stubbornness that all fixed energies have, because that's your fixed nature, right? That's what you do. And sometimes that can be applied in ways that are not super beneficial. Now, granted, you do learn a lot of lessons here. See, I didn't mean to do that. I'm getting a lot of 4th card. This was supposed to be a 3-card pull. I'm getting a lot of 4 cards. This one just happened to fall off. So 8 of Swords. Like, this is a trap. As I'm talking about the 5 of Wands, like this is a trap. You are mentally trapped by this situation, by this person, by this drama, by this chaos, by this thing that you have built, this thing that occupies your time. It occupies your mind. It occupies your heart. There will come a time when you feel entirely ready to drop this thing. It's okay if you're not ready to drop it now. There's a divine timing for everything, and this just might not be the time. Totally acceptable. Acceptable, if you need to heal from something, or if you need to, figure out your exit strategy, that's fine. But don't let pride keep you here. Redirect the pride toward the vision. And it may mean taking a big risk at some point. It may mean taking a leap of faith. It may mean a sacrifice. It may mean being alone. It may mean, something that you have been resisting. But if you fully embrace that which you resist, doors beyond comprehension begin to open. You just have to hit that point of no return. And I think that point of no return is soon, it is near, it is close, but that it is not quite here. And just the acknowledgement, just the awareness of that will set you miles ahead of the rest. Okay? All right, Leo, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a great week. Take care. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and see what comes through. Oh, Knight of Coins. Well, there's the Virgo card. 10 of Swords. Chariot. There is this Virgo determination to pass through this 10 of Swords. It's like you want to figure out how to get through a 10 of Swords to make it toward the Chariot. 10 of Swords could represent a failed situation, a thought patterning, feeling sad, whatever it is, feeling at a loss, feeling isolated, whatever. 10 of Swords, you can symbolize that to mean whatever that might not quite be working so much for you. There's a lot of dispassion with the 10 of Swords. There's a lot of kind of martyrdom or victimhood sometimes. And there might be an aspect of yourself, not the whole of you, but an aspect of yourself that might be kind of caught in that particular place. And I know that you know that, and I know that you don't want to be there, which is why the Chariot is on the other side, right? Because there's this kind of like dark forest that you need to enter and emerge from. You need to do both. You need to go into it and you need to leave in order to reach this Chariot. There is a willingness to enter into the dark forest, right? There is this willingness to enter into this terrain that is uncomfortable and frustrating and that may surface information that you might not quite be fully mentally prepared to truly handle and accept. But the determination that you have to fully escape or free yourself from that is more powerful than the unknown or mysterious realms itself. Okay, so I'm sensing that the Chariot is the motivation, and I think this is the passion. This is the excitement. This is, and I'm referring a lot to Abraham Hicks for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But this is the vortex that Abraham Hicks always talks about. It's the energy of creation, the energy of passionate living, the energy of just being connected to something so much higher than yourself. And what I'm seeing, actually, the reason for this drive, now I just got this in my head, is that you're witnessing this in other people. You're witnessing other people who are in the vortex, who are making things happen, who are moving quickly, who are living the kind of life that you wish to live. And they are motivating you to kind of get out of your own way or to get out of your own funk. And that's a beautiful thing. Sometimes the universe or God or the divine, your guides, whatever, they use other people to communicate, right? Because the world is a mirror. So why not put up a mirror in front of you, right? So the things that you want, that you have been holding yourself back from, you are going to be seeing in other people, just so that you know that it is in fact possible, just so that you have the motivation to truly get there. And you will get there. There's not a doubt in my mind. You will get there. The Chariot is the inevitability because it is the major arcana. You are learning Chariot lessons right now. You are learning about growth and increase and ascension and movement. You are learning about change and evolution and ambition and drive. And you may have to experience the lack of those things for the sake of those things. This is the contrast. Okay? Kind of an interesting reading for you guys, but hopefully it resonates with you in some way, shape, or form. You guys know I love you. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra. Welcome to your December 17th 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and take a look here, see what comes through. For Libra, we have the 3 of Wands. Oh, another Knight of Coins, which just came out for Virgo. We have the 5 of Cups. There is a sweet determination emerging from Libra, but it is not necessarily determination to work so hard. Being a Venus-ruled sign, you are going to be highly impacted by this Venus retrograde, which is happening in the next couple of days. And I feel like this is a time where you are just going to sit and be and do what you do and allow a lot of the external things to shift around you. The 5 of Cups, there is a quality of acceptance that comes through with this particular Venus retrograde, which I talked a lot about on my Wednesday astrology reading. There's a quality of like dropping the falsity, dropping the superficiality, dropping the naivete, dropping the beliefs that they're not really beliefs. They're like denials disguised as beliefs, right? And I feel that there is the acceptance of like, okay, that's not a belief. That is a denial. That is a something else. And it is not serving me. It is not helping me. It is not bringing about a positive evolution in my life. And I need to let it go. And while you're doing that, the universe is kind of like swirling around you, bringing things in, like there is so much beyond your perception that is happening right now. Because look, this Knight of Coins is not even looking at the ships coming in. This Knight of Coins is looking at the 5 of Cups. This is something that is in your realm of control. This is not. And I like that you are focused here because that's where you should be focused. This particular energy here is... it's something that you know you've needed to do. And you know that by doing it, it makes room for the ships to come in. There is forgiveness, there is sacrifice, there is letting things go, there is acceptance of loss. And when you do that, there is much gain on the other end of that. Okay? All right, Libra, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your 3-card pull. Okay, clearly Temperance, beautiful. Queen of Swords. Four of Swords. You seem to be very in control of your mind this week. A lot of, I don't know, she looks always so angry in this particular deck. There's like, but it's not like angry at a person. It's more like There's like this magical fury, if you will, this magical chaos, this magical irrationality that is in fact so irrational that it kind of circles back in and on itself and becomes rational, if that makes any sense at all. And I feel like there is this push within you to ensure that something happens. This is just your method. This is like the scorpionic method. This is the way that a Scorpio generates, with kind of this obsessive fury. And there's a lot that can be done in a very short period of time through the power of making decisions. But see, I love the Temperance, because even though there is an element of chaos and fury with the Queen of Swords, it's actually from a peaceful place, if that's weird. This is like the paradox quality of our universe, right? It's actually coming from a place of peace and Zen. It's coming from a place of alignment, Four of Swords. It's coming from a place of knowingness. I feel like people got to kind of watch out a little bit for Scorpio this week, because there's kind of a rampage energy. Like Scorpio is on a rampage and they're making decision after decision after decision. They've got a lot to say. They've got a lot to do. They've got a lot of places to go. They have stuff that they are doing. And it's coming from a place from much contemplation. They've been thinking about it for a long time. They have been planning. They have been strategizing. They have been, kind of in the preparatory stages. And maybe this is the week. Gemini, this full moon in Gemini tomorrow, it's 8th house from Scorpio, right? There's an 8th house aspect. 8th house is your natural house. So this is a transformative full moon for you, Scorpio. There is a sort of point of no return. And I think that in the areas where you might be getting fed up with yourself, those are the areas where you say no more, and you put your foot down with yourself and you say, I'm not returning. I'm not going to be stagnant here. I'm going to continually evolve. And this is the paradox of Scorpio being a fixed sign, but representing evolution. There's like this persistent evolution, constant change, right? It's an oxymoron in and of itself. And you are like perfectly the embodiment of that this week. And that's a beautiful thing, right? Because that's where the power is. That is the essence of Scorpio. And this is you getting to do and be exactly what you were meant to do and be. And so, like, decision after decision after decision, with no second guessing, with no afterthought, and just kind of wielding that sword, kind of like a machete through the jungle, cutting a path. Like once you've cut that path, the path is there and you can move forward. And that's it. That's all it is. And it's a beautiful thing. So keep it up. A lot can happen this week. I'm going to talk to you guys soon. All right. Have a great week. Bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your December 17th 3-card pull. So, finishing out Sag season, we've got the sun sitting at 25 degrees today. We have Mars officially on the other side of the South Node, activating keeping Sagittarius actually active for the next couple of months. So we have Justice. We have 6 of Swords. Seven of Swords. Now, this may or may not apply to you. It could be someone else. I feel like there's a quality of making something right. Like there is this quality of, an apology, offering or asking forgiveness. There's a quality of circling back. Now, there's a lot of circle back energy given the Venus retrograde right now. A lot of circling back, whether you're revisiting something mentally, emotionally, or actually physically revisiting something. But I think you know that without this balance, progress will be very difficult. without feeling good about something, with like kind of like, see how sometimes you kind of get that pit in your stomach and you're just like, oh man, like I don't feel good about this. I don't feel right. It doesn't set well with me the way that happened, or the way that conversation went down, or like I don't feel good about it. And I think when Sagittarius is positively manifested, there is this capacity to deal with difficult things and to move on. And like the fact that you're not moving on says that something is still maybe a bit unresolved, and you feel like there was some open-ended stuff, or maybe even someone else may be feeling that there was open-ended stuff. And in perfect justice fashion, there is always a willingness to hear out the other side, to hear their side of it, hear their story, to, for the sake of understanding their perspective and their experience and how that may have differed from your own. And I feel like this is a week where things could be resolved, where things could be set back to even, or set into an equilibrium again. And I think you'll feel a lot better if you can do that. Again, it doesn't have to be an actual conversation. It could just be an energy within yourself that you finally you come into acceptance of. Because I think that if you don't, it's going to hinder the future. It's going to prevent you from moving in the direction that you actually really want to go. You may have felt caught between worlds a little bit recently with all the Sagittarius energy that we recently had. Caught between worlds, caught between old self and new self, caught between who you are and who you want to be. And the old can't continue to satisfy you, but the new can't quite show up yet. So there was a quality of limbo. And this is a week, I think, with this full moon in Gemini, right? Gemini being opposite of you, with the sun still in Sag, that is aligned with the galactic center, right? 26, 27 degrees of Sag is the galactic center degree. So when we look toward that degree in tropical astrology anyway, we are kind of looking toward the center of the galaxy, the black hole, the center of our galaxy. So there is this quality of alignment that happens. So it makes sense that if there is something blocking or preventing the new from showing up, that this would be the week to help click you into that alignment that is needed for the sake of the new. Okay? All right, Sag, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much. You guys know I love you. Have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your 3-card pull for the week. So let's go ahead and take a look here at what comes out for you. So we have 3 of Coins, a 9 of Swords, Two of Cups. First time the Two of Cups has shown up this week. Beautiful. And you are the host of our lovely Venus retrograde this year. So it's going to be interesting. The question that's coming to my mind, is it enough? Right? Is it going to be enough? Is what I do going to work? Is it going to get me there? Is it going to put me in that situation? Is it going to earn me that money? Is it going to bring me that love? Is it enough? And I don't want to see you driving yourself crazy wondering if it's going to be enough, because it is going to be enough. The universe doesn't respond well, I think, to individuals when they consistently try to force effort. Because when that effort is forced, there's usually a quality of desperation. And whenever desperation is present, it always creates this gap. It always creates this abyss between where you are and where you want to go. And if you continually operate in a state of desperation, that gap kind of just continues to move forward with you, continually keeping that gap present. And I think that's what this Nine of Swords is. Now, desperation might not be the word. It could be like a yearning or a wanting or a consistent sort of thought patterning of lack of some kind. And it just keeps everything alive. No matter how busy you are, no matter how much you work, no matter how high quality the work, whatever it is, it keeps it alive. So this is a week to acknowledge the power and the mysteriousness of the universe itself. This is a week to take your understanding of manifestation to like whole new realms. Law of attraction type stuff as well. And I know that there's a lot of information out there. Some of it is great, some of it not so great. But it is not about the things that you do. It is about what you are. And this is a time of really understanding the essence of frequency itself, understanding and being aware of your own frequency. Because a Nine of Swords frequency is a difficult frequency to be at. And I look at this Two of Cups and I see that the universe has everything lined up perfectly. It has the union, it has the person, it has the connection, it has the conversation, it has everything lined up. And there is nothing that you can do to either make that happen or not happen. It is destined. It is going to happen. So this is the story you can tell yourself to just get rid of. Like, that is completely unnecessary. There is nothing for you to do here. There is no action that you can take that can speed up or slow down what is meant for you. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So you might as well sleep at night. You might as well enjoy. You might as well relax. You might as well, kind of sink into your moment. Be in this moment. Because the moment that you are in the moment, this sort of disappears and your creation energy aligns beautifully, synchronistically, mystically with that which is meant for you. And there is no stress, there is no pain. There is only just having. Okay? All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave you with that. Have a good week. All right. Do some meditations. This full moon is going to be a brilliant one, so it'll be interesting. And I'll see you guys next week. All right. Take care. Bye-bye. All righty, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and get started with your 3-card pull. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you. 6 of Coins, Knight of Swords, and the Hermit. There's like a sense of urgency coming out with that Knight of Swords, a sense of determination to make something happen. I'm kind of seeing like a higher mind versus a lower mind. And I love that kind of balance with the 6 of Coins, because it's like you're flawlessly operating in both realms. You're doing the day-to-day stuff. You're getting your stuff done. You're accomplishing, finishing, talking, communicating. You're doing all the things. But there is something beautifully wise about the way that you are going about doing things as well. It's like you're capable of living and observing yourself living at the same time. I don't really know that this week is going to be especially eventful, at least with these cards. I don't necessarily see it. I feel like with the 6 of Coins, things are just going to be going smoothly, that there's an inflow and an outflow. There's a high mind, there's a low mind, there's activity, there's no activity, there's, consciousness, there's meditation. There's all sorts of like beautiful opposites being balanced out here. and that this is going to be a week that is smooth and effective, and it's just, I don't know, it's going to feel like a flow state. You're just kind of in the zone, you're doing what you do, and that's it. There's nothing more complicated than that. It's a beautiful feeling. And I'm wondering if you are not going to be, I don't know, like there is a weird quality of love coming out. And not like romantic love, but just like love. The way the flower loves the sun, there's a love. And it's kind of like a love of people and a love of their stories and a love of their human expression and a love of the human life experience in and of itself. And that's the Hermit coming through, kind of being the embodiment of divine love. And realizing how, and that's one thing that I think Aquarius does not get enough credit for, is its connection with the universal love energy. That this is really the love that holds us as a humanity together or tears us apart. And by being the embodiment of universal love, you are single-handedly contributing to the unity of humanity, in a small way, but still nonetheless. And there's an appreciation for what people go through. There's an appreciation for what is happening in someone's life. There's an appreciation for the trials and the struggles, but also, and even more so, an appreciation for the lessons. I feel like in many ways you are someone that people find a lot of peace in. They find a lot of containment with the Aquarian energy. They find a lot of stability with Aquarius right now. You are hosting the Saturn transit, so that makes sense that people are finding stability with Aquarius. They are finding connection. They are finding rootedness with Aquarius. And I think you hold that accountability or hold that responsibility with a sense of pride and a sense of honor. And that's a beautiful thing. So this is just a week of beingness. How great is that? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Amazing week. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and get started here with 3-card pull for the week. Let's see. King of Cups. 3 of Coins. And the Empress. There might be some enhancement of a relationship, some sort of bringing into bigger form, deepening of a commitment. Could be romantic, could be professional, could be just you within yourself. There's sort of a kind of a stepping it up in terms of the realm of responsibility. You holding yourself more responsible for certain things, certain energy, certain areas of your life. I feel that there is a lot of work that you are doing and succeeding in doing. And I'm getting this weird energy. Be careful of pregnancies. Now, some of you are super excited about that, then that's great. Not all of you will be excited about that, so just take precaution. I'm getting a very fertile energy coming through here for some reason. King of Cups, which is a card of Scorpio, which is a sex energy, plus we have the Empress, which is a pregnancy energy. So just kind of a heads up on that. I'm also getting building, developing, creating something beautiful. Could be something physical, 3 of Coins. This is a great time to focus on the beauty of your environment, the beauty of your life, the beauty of yourself. Now, be careful. I'm not trying to say like do a full-on makeover, change your hair. This Venus retrograde, I don't always see this, but this particular Venus retrograde, I highly discourage making drastic changes to the way you look, or like I'm in a home remodel. I wouldn't start a home remodel right now, right? This is going to be a time of just like pushing the pause button, but you can still make small, non-permanent improvements to the environment in which you live. Buying new throw pillows for your couch, or buying a new piece of art that you love, or something like that, and just sort of making it more you. I feel such a romantic energy. Some of you Pisces are going to be feeling very romantic this week, and feeling very poetic and musical and creative. And that's great. And I think you should indulge in that as much as you possibly can. I think there should be kind of a celebration of the Pisceanness of you, of who and what you are. Now remember, we are preparing for Jupiter to come into Pisces on the 28th. Now that's not happening this week per se, but it's very, very close. And I think that you can tell, and that there is this sort of newfound optimism, newfound kind of limitlessness, where anything and everything is possible. And I think that's something that you should definitely lean on and just embrace in your own life. Like, be romantic, be a little ridiculous, be in a fairy tale, like do all those beautiful Pisces things, because it's because you're allowing yourself to believe that they actually become possible. So I think this is going to be an interesting week for you guys. All right. I'm going to talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.